and live through it, good luck, because the problem is the Leviathans then back up, heal, and come back in again, right? It's not just withstanding the first onslaught, it's withstanding the second, the third, the fourth.
Between the Jade Dragons and the Atlantis Leviathans, don't worry, color returns to your screen for in-game between these two top-seeded teams.
Is just free Earthern Fury every single time. Great space control. Panatom, though, I think going down that Bumbosphere path does a lot.
Shinto had his bead burnt a moment ago, and in return, Sanford Soccer comes back to the mid lane. It's first blood to the Jade Dragons, and Shinto now in the course of a couple of minutes has been sat on by Sanford Soccer.
So Shinto in some serious trouble for just about the rest of this game, I suppose. Already falling behind an Olurun in the early game when you've got an aggressive jungler to back him up. Shinto's going to have a target on his back for at least another 100 seconds while he waits for those beads.
Forebear Mike invading into the purple buff, drops it down, but is he going to pay for it with his life? Rongyu and Zapman sure would like to. The body block at the end of it, and Mike steals the purple. But the Leviathans steal his life, and so we are tied up in the kill department. We have seen a little bit of this.
Is this allowed?
So far this weekend. Speed buff invades early in the game. Drop kick from Sanford Soccer against Panatom, and Panatom was able to steal that away as well. We have speed buff
invades. Feels pretty good. Now Sanford Soccer kind of off the beaten path, has to work hard.
This is an immediate 1v1, but it's about to be a 2v1. Can Pandacat get the kill before Rongyu is here? Yes, he can. 1v1 to Pandacat, and he might win this trade as well. And the aggressive play pays off in the duo lane. Pandacat gets himself a solo over Zapman, and we'll find a little damage on Rongyu at the end of it.
I wonder if maybe PBM just decides, I'll leave lane in a team fight to dedicate your ultimate to that, but it's a decent target for him.
Panatom is invading the jungle here, but there are 3 members of the Dragons awaiting in the wings. It's a 3-man, 9 turns blessing, and the heal pops through, but there is not a lot of healing. Sanford Soccer able to capitalize on that kill, but Panatom, has he done enough? Yes, he has, at least for Rongyu to return a kill. It's a 1-for-1 trade on the invade, but that's a good block from Fino.
Rongyu still hovering around. Hurrywin holds onto the Sanctified Field, realizing Rongyu still had that leap available, and that should spell the end.
Far from a 1v1 for Pandacat. Does he realize it, though, is the next question. Not quick enough. If he did, ultimate down, the leap is down as well. Rongyu has his ultimate, but he's got the root, and he will hold on to the ult. 3 versus 1 on left, but Mike dashes on through. Whirlwind of Rage and Steel will counter out the stun, and Mike walks in for the re-engage, but it's a clean. But early in this game, if both teams, and specifically both junglers, I think the important topic, have shown that they want to fight, then Hurrywin is the next one. That's learning that the hard way. You've used your beads, you've used your ult, but what does it matter when the kill has already come out? It's Shinto who grabs it. Now Sanford Soccer wins of Shamash, re-engages. Panatom slowed down, okay over from the solo lane, and yet again, we have a kill get traded out. The first to the Leviathans, the answer to the Dragons.
Yeah, it seems like the Leviathans were willing to fully reset, but PBM holds onto the aggro, and the Leviathans strip that one away as Rongyu goes in hard.
Hurrywin does not have beads for 20 seconds. He is tossed and taunted right on the back end of the fight. Sanctified Field will separate us out. Look, Rongyu and Shinto, they're running the opposite way of their jungler, and that is a free kill over to the Jade Dragons, except for the ultimates that you had to spend. And that was Panatom.
We gotta stay consistent. We can't have caster names be god names.
You can call me Colin as long as there's not one in game. We are fighting in the mid lane. Jump in from Sanford Soccer. Shinto will use both actives. The drop kick timed out perfectly. But Shinto will live just a little bit longer than the Jade Dragons had hoped for. So the re-engage is here from the Leviathan. Sanctified Field separates out the fight. But Panatom finds the autos onto Sanford Soccer. This is massive from Pandacat. It's a disengage now from the Leviathans as the ultimate. The Suns, the Ice Shards, they rain through. Big block from Fine, okay, and Zapman, his death makes the difference.
Those large AoE ultimates from the Jade Dragons were massive. Sanctified Field gets full value. I'm pretty sure Rongyu played inside of it for the entirety of that cooldown, and then Pandacat.
I'll take that to go, please. Say the Atlantis Leviathans, and suddenly this game is flipped around yet again. Everything, trades, fights, objectives, neutral objectives, steals. It's all been so close in game 1 between the Dragons and the Leviathans. But the Dragons,
good fight.
They want to fight. Sanford Soccer jumps in.
Nice shot
from range, using some of that ability damage to put down Panatom. One of those FG buffs is now stripped away. Keep your eyes on Sanctified Field. Still maybe the biggest ultimate on the map.
It is, and it's still available. PBM goes in, but too far, loses his life.
He goes in and he dies. He's watching in black and white as the rest of the Jade Dragons walk forward. Pandacat gets the job done on the back end of the fight. Hurrywin getting it done on the front. And now it's a 3 versus 1 against Hardcore, but Hardcore's got to double this RDO obnoxious and he is dealing the damage to the Jade Dragons, the healing enough to walk him away from the tier 2 tower. Hurrywind just waiting for those cooldowns, and Hurrywind will put hardcore down once more. Jade Dragons find a big fight.
The Leviathans overconfident in their ability to push into that tier 2 tower. It was a 4 versus 5 for the Leviathans. Realize it fully. They say, okay, maybe we just don't fight now. But given that scenario, the Leviathans can push into the Primal.
What is FineOK looking for? He blinked in, tail whipped. It's an Earthen Fury down from Mike, and that'll find some value for the Jade Dragons as the Leviathans repelled from the Fury. But poor Bear Mike, he's stuck around. He's low. Shinto, he's got the last bit of damage on the front of this fight. And look at the surge forward. Leviathans as 5 walking in, and they will get 2 at least from the Jade Dragons, but there's big damage from PandaCat around the corner. The crits ringing out have melted the health bars of these frontliners. Safer Soccer will find some auto attacks. Double kill from Rongyu, but it looks like Hurrywind's got one as well on the back end of this fight, and it's going to be PandaCat who's got to go big.
Yarkor with less than 200 HP says, I don't need it, I'm going in anyway, and he gets the kill on a Safer Soccer. PandaCat now the only dragon still. This fire's going to go fast.
Fire Giant is melting. Not as quick as the Leviathans would like. There's plenty of time for Mike and PandaCat to get into range. We've already seen one steal this game. Will we see another? Panda does not have his ultimate yet. You gotta look at that cooldown. That might be the secure here for the Jade Dragon. Still does not have it. And the Leviathans will take down the fire relatively easily, and they will get Polar Bear Mike as a to-go order here as well. Lurking in the water is FineOK. And out he will lurk from the FG pit. This one much cleaner for the Leviathans. And it does not pay off one way or another. Zatman will rejoin the rest of his team, but the Fire Giant is taken down beneath half HP. 420 crits on the Fire Giant. That's enough to give the Jade Dragons the enhanced Fire Giant. But the Leviathans have found the re-engage. Lots of roots on the back end here, but can the Leviathans get the damage on in? Hardcore taken down by Safer Soccer. Hurrywin falls in trade. Sam is stunned. Sam is jumping. Sam lives on. Rongyu's got something else in mind, and Zatman, he joins the fight late, but it's right on time according to his clock. Double kill for the Hunter.
Zatman takes the scenic route, but makes it look good too, and maybe 3. FineOK does fall, but Cheeto takes this one. 4 members of the Leviathan still standing, but PBM and PandaCat, the duo lane of the Jade Dragons, might be able to keep this game alive.
They have the enhanced Fire Giant, the Jade Dragons. They've got it around their waist. The Leviathan's not playing with it. Mike does not have his ult. PandaCat does not either. This is going to be telling. What do the Leviathans do after this Phoenix? Walk forward is the answer. You've got 3 members dead on the Jade Dragons. PandaCat has been doing serious damage numbers as this game has gone on. Mike, no, you can't die here, my friend.
Dash.
You need to stay alive to give your team a chance, but Zatman says no thank you. He wags his finger in Mike's face, and now PandaCat's going to have to make the play of his career to keep game number 1 on the line, and he is put in the dirt. The Leviathans in 37 minutes take game 1.
All that off the back of 1 Fire Giant steal, 1 ferocious roar. The roar heard around the world from Rongyu. Steals the Fire Giant.
Wow, you're burying him like that?
Look, I'm just saying.
Savage recently. You've been channeling your inner Hindu man recently, Gordon.
When he's not on broadcast for so long, somebody has to, right?
Someone's got to do it. Well, let's see what happens in game 2. A potential absolute barn burner here of a game 2. Let's see what happens.
A fadeaway burn from Gormizer there on Hindu Man even. Game number 2 between the Dragons and the Leviathans. And I am hoping, praying, that we get way around these supports where maybe we start to see some action. Mike hanging out in mid lane, has Blink on Hades. And you're going to want to use that aggressively and set up for your team.
He's also gone for a slightly aggressive build, some power built early on. We'll see if it pans out.
Can he even get the ult off? No, there is so much damage from the Leviathans. And First Blood, 7.5 minutes in, is on to Polar Bear Mike. Oh, what a dodge from Shinto. He'll jump out of range of the ultimate from PandaCat, and the Charybdis comes up empty-handed.
It is the Jade Dragons
hey,
being
design
the aggressor.
Team, hit up my DMs, design team. I got
40%
some great ideas for you. Gold Fury low. Safer Soccer with the Typhoon will secure. The Gold Fury Sanctified Field is down as well from Zatman, but PandaCat is low. He's got to get down, got to get out of this fight. Panda Tom will do his best to chase him down, but Polar Bear Mike has been left alone. He's already used his ultimate. He's used his escape. And he's used up the last of his life. The Leviathans, they lose the Gold Fury.
We saw it on the initial hit. Both teams now grouped up. It's 2 minutes early. No shot. We're taking a team fight over the Pyromancer, right? It's not 21.
FineOK gets a 4-man tail whip, and then Mike dashes in. It's immediate re-engage. Zatman throws out the Sanctified Field and walked out of PandaCat and the CC Immune ultimate. 3 minutes done. Oh, it's huge from the Charybdis, but there's nobody there there to follow up. Sanford
There it
Soccer
is.
finds his way into the back line. In the rain of hellfire from Hurrywind will pick up the first kill for the Dragons. Immediately traded out though as Sanford Soccer falls in the back. A double kill for Panatom. Hardcore has got one as well. All the CC in the world can't keep you alive, and the Leviathans run away with the fight. And they might have a real good look at FG.
Fine, okay, the only one still standing and no ultimate available means there's no way he works his way into the Fire Giant, but we've seen crazier steals literally in game
Yeah,
one.
be careful, Miff.
Ferocious Roar was able to do it, so I should hedge my bets. Chinto's going to do the exact same thing by rotating out and making sure that nobody is able to step up to the Fire Giant proper. Rongu spawns in 2 seconds and will benefit from the Fire Giant
Another
buff.
chance to do so here. 15 seconds left on the buff.
Mike is incredibly tanky in the furthest forward, but we're already getting a good look at the damage output of Shinto. Just
we
hail
go.
of arrows, dropping him down.
Wave is in. Hardcore is in. Mike dashes
Is
into
he
the back.
tanky?
No amount of tankiness in the world will keep him alive there. Your support is gone. The defensive utility is gone from PandaCat as well. Mid lane Phoenix. Very specific comparison for me to be making, but needless to say, Mike has had a tough game on the Hades support here. Admire the creativity.
They stepped up.
Hasn't worked out so far. Mike blinks in again, but he's immediately sent
So
on back.
squishy.
Zapman sends an axe his way. Hardcore and Sanford Soccer dueling it out here on right. Talk about tanky, that's Hardcore.
Yeah.
Talk about not tanky, that's Fine Okay, whose health bar is gone. The Leviathans, do you even need a Fire Giant? Do you even need to take a fight around the objective? Sanford Soccer gets the Typhoon, but it's a bat out of hell to save his life. Shinto has got a double. He stole a triple earlier on, and he might get one for himself here. Around the corner is Fine Okay. PandaCat down. Shinto a triple. Hurrywind left running. Leviathans, they smell game 3. They smell the 2-0 lead. And I imagine they'll get it. Shinto, quad, give it to him, baby. The Uller swinging 7:03 at the end of the game.
Mike's hiding in the back camps, won't give up the Penta, but will give up game 2. The Leviathans look dominant. You might have a good look at the late game of the Jade Dragons, but the Leviathans have been doing it for much, much longer.
Minions were going to get it done nonetheless. And I end up with egg on my face twice. I'm saying you're giving Shinto Uller when you got Zapman on your team? Yeah, quadra kill. Will feel just fine for the Leviathans in a momentum swing.
Assuming everything gets to line up the way you want it to. And unfortunately, not all of these timers are going to exist on the same plane. I mean, Oleron's only going to have his ult every now, like over 100 seconds that he has to wait every time. Hunbats is in a very similar vein. It's going to be complicated, but I think they can pull it off.
The Leviathans looking to sweep away the Jade Dragons, stay undefeated in Group A. Let's see if it goes down.
Jade Dragons have a pretty good chance of doing so because Myth hasn't done the reverse sweep coming up in the game. Fear No Evil, bit of a different look. That's team setup here, and Sanford Soccer has got to do so for the rest of the squad. Leviathans, if they have their way, they'll get first blood here on the right side. It's Fine Okay, push to the wayside. Beads get used. Meyer sends him right back the other way. It's a zoning ability from Hardcore. And that's Sanford Soccer leaping back in, but Fine Okay, you can't really re-engage. Sanford Soccer will go back in. It's a dash through from Hardcore. And now suddenly Sanford Soccer might be on the menu for first blood. In fact, he is. Hardcore gets first blood, stun from Fine Okay, no good, and Sam ends up falling instead of his solo laner.
Shinto on the other side takes a 2v1 up against Hurrywind and PBM, but the rest of the Leviathans are here shortly. Wrong you, he's got Hurrywind isolated.
And Hurrywind is on the wrong side of the map. He's between the Leviathans Tier 1 and Tier 2 tower, to put this into context for you. And so this is going to be a chase down from the Leviathans. The body blocks just delaying things here, Mifflin. Panatom is around the other side of this Ola run as well. Stun through, beads out, down goes Hurrywind, and the Leviathans, 3 minutes into game 2, have already gotten a couple of kills. One on the jungler, one on the mid laner.
Panatom is able to secure the oracles for himself, PBM and Hurrywind. Get out of dodge just with the threat of that Camazotz. The Leviathans, they're playing with house money right now. 4 minutes in, it's been a slower pace set for both of these teams so far, but one has a pretty massive lead. I'm expecting to leverage that somewhere. The Chaos team can look towards some red buff invades, or maybe just a dive.
Dive onto Hurrywind, beads down for 30 seconds. Sanctified Field drapes across the mid lane, and that is simple for the Atlantis Leviathans, and that is great. Such a growing period in between Season 7 and where we are now for the Jade Dragons in that roster. The Leviathans in this roster. Mike is dead here, you would assume. And yes, Mike does end up going down, so that's the 4th kill of the game for the Leviathans. No Gold Fury here, luckily, for the Scorpion.
Is the gold as of right now. The Jade Dragons, they've got to find something on the map.
Could be a fight here, Myth. 4 collapsing on 4. Hurrywind is around the back. This might be our first look at Double Cthulhu and how it doesn't care about Sanctified Field. Hurryone's got it. Rongyu uses his ultimate, blink forward from Sanford Soccer, Fear No Evil onto Shinto, who immediately answers with his beast, but Rongyu, he's been melted down. Panda Cat is able to grab the first kill of the fight, but Shinto immediately answers back. Parkour in the descending to madness, walks away from the front of this fight. Panda Cat from range has got a double. Sometimes all you need is the Uber to get in the fight, and the Jade Dragons show some signs of life here, but Zapman was not a part of the fight. And that is why the Jade Dragons come out ahead for the time being. Zapman rotates through, makes it an even 2 for 2.
6-2 is where the slash
She
line
gonna go
lies
in.
now.
She gonna go
2,000
in.
separated. Panda Cat's completely oofed.
Panda Cat's got no mana. He can't jump away. He's got no chance. Shinto on a 4-kill streak here. Zapman with the read. And the red soccer. About the same amount that Rongyu had ended up taking there. And so you look for these next couple ultimates to come back off of cooldown. That's where the Leviathans have found their engagers. Sam found what you would think is a priority target with the Fear No Evil in the last fight in Shinto, but Shinto just immediately uses the beads and kites his way backwards. There's a big rotation in from Panda Cat, and that might need to be the story moving forward. Big double root from Rongyu. Polar Bear Mike sends his ultimate out. Bat out of hell, answered by the Fear No Evil. Shinto backs away, doesn't get the stun, and Sanford Soccer will snag the kill. Panatom run down as well, and Sam will live. Hurrywin kites back, drops to Sanctified Field, and as the first big winning fight of the game so far for the Jade Dragons, a knife down. And this one is very important to dodge. Panda Cat jumps on out, but Panatom is around the back, and there was no chance for Panda. Once that jump goes down, his life is essentially forfeit. This is important for the Jade Dragons to confirm. Ooh. I saw that range damage from Shinto fly its way out of hell. Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, disengage from Zapman, can mitigate the Sanctified Field in mid.
Good lord.
And yeah, that's why. There's the example of it. Whirlwind of Rage and Steel just walks in, and Hurrywin's, both of his actives were down. There was nothing he could do. And the Leviathans make the mid laner pay. Zapman has used his beads on the left because Fear No Evil has gone down. Sanford Soccer has the mark on him, but he will walk away. And that is a big team fight ultimate to send out for Sam with nothing to show for it.
The thought process is so clear from Rongyu. Is Hurrywin in front of me? He shouldn't be. Blink, ultimate, every single time. And the Jade Dragons have not figured out the response.
And now you can see maybe the fruits of there being no Fear No Evil for Sanford Soccer. He'll be able to do some damage, but he will not be able to peel out for his Hunter as Yarkor just walks him down. The Leviathan's just walking down the Jade Dragons in every aspect of the game, on the map, in the objectives. There's no Fury on the left, there's no Pyro on right, but there's still a couple camps to take away, some kills to be found. Sam blinks onto Zapman, who immediately uses the Aegis, jumps up, jumps down. Sam, what are you doing taking this fight? Zapman is 2 levels up, and Zapman feeling just fine. Purple buff is here. Aegis gets used, and so maybe Sam feeling okay with the benefits of his dive there, especially if you can delay back Zapman. This is a delayed kill unless Zapman is able to find the damage. Zapman up and over.
He got him.
Oh my god, he did it anyway! Zapman in the 1v1 gets it. The 2v1 tilts the scales. Luckily, Fine OK was there to save just a little bit of face there for the Dragons.
Fortunately for the Dragons, Zapman was a much higher valuable target.
But I don't think we've seen...
Yeah, his ult is a beads button right now.
A beads button right now. Well, he doesn't have beads, so he needs it as a beads button. Fine OK, we said he needed to be an impact. Not going to be able to do so if you're watching from the death screen. Ultimate already gets used. Tower goes down. It's going to be a long fight, a little bit of a chase here. That's going to buy time for the Jade Dragons to rotate in behind. Should be a kill on Defino nonetheless. Meyer sends him right back the other way in lane, and now it's a killing spree for Panatom, and it took a while, but nobody from the Jade Dragons over here on right, because where's Sam? He's hanging out over Valkyries after that. But you asked for the Dragons to maybe step up. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Instead, maybe a Phoenix Siege for the Jade Dragons. The most you can get is some map pressure here on the left side of the map. They are doing it quickly. Panatom here, blinks forward. Sanford Soccer jumps out. Panda Cat does the last bit of damage. The left side Phoenix gone. PBM uses his ultimate to force out some ults from the Atlantis Leviathans, but Panda Cat is run down. Fire Giant in the meantime secured by the Atlantis Leviathans. But what's the cost? Nearly a body block onto Fine OK's ultimate, but it's a chase down in mid. It's a chase down on the other end of mid. Shinto gets PBM. Fine OK tossed back. Fine OK gets the stun, and eventually the Leviathans will get this kill. So you get a left side Phoenix, but you lose FG, and you lose 3.
The swan song of the Jade Dragons does net them a win condition. The Titan now exposed from the Leviathans, but at a hefty cost. 50 seconds left on your soul lane, 30 on both members of the dual lane. The Jade Dragons, without a defense, just have to watch as the Leviathans strip away a tier 2 and continue their march forward. Significant cooldowns still available. Yarkor still can descend into madness.
Seems like we are waltzing our way to a 3-0 here. The Atlantis Leviathans can take this one casually. There's only 2 members defending, and if you can even call it that. The Jade Dragons will just have to watch as their Phoenixes go down.
Good old.
Although Sanford Soccer wants to engage, but he
He's
engaged
dead.
alone. On to 5, it was a great Fear No Evil, but he had nobody at his back.
Oh, he's living.
Hardcore walking forward. Sanford Soccer does live. Right side Phoenix gone. 3-man knockup from Hardcore. Panatom on a rampage. Sanctified Field does not do much. Panatom, he's got a double. Zapman adds one as well. The Atlantis Leviathans, they will sweep the Jade Dragons. 3 straight games, 2 of them not close at all. A triple kill for Panatom will seal the deal, and the Leviathans take a 3-0 win.
The Leviathans living up to their namesake,
Another
a
quad?
great
Nope.
beast in the ocean that cannot be stepped to. The team fight looks good. The early game looks good. Composition strong as well. This team, they're primed and ready, man. They are looking incredible.
This Leviathans team, maybe the spookiest thing I've had to look at today so far on Halloween, and we've got some questionable costumes here
Not
in
me,
studio.
surely. You're
No,
not
not
talking about me.
you.
Okay.
No, I'm not. No one's name in particular.
Say a name.
No, I can't